The Road to the CFR is presented by the Edmonton Destination Marketing Hotels, Northlands, the Canadian Professional Rodeo Association, and iLink Media Group in partnership with Travel Alberta. Well, our Cowboys bareback riding is brought to us by Edmonton Destination Hotels as we get ready to get the action underway. Focused in the grand entry this morning, or this evening, of course, on the young guns and, of course, their championships coming up. But we've got a very important section of bareback riding coming up right now with Matt Late still clinging to that lead atop the board at 48,745. Jake Bull tucked right in behind Bowers, Hodson, and LaValle in hot pursuit. All right, the bareback riding getting underway. And Doug, first man, a guy that surprisingly, to me at least, has not made a dime at this Canadian Finals, Reed Rowan, getting ready.
He comes from Seven Persons, Alberta, and here's a horse from the Outlaw Buckers they call Miss Molly. This horse has been here to this Finals rodeo 4 times, hand in the bareback ring and the other hand free in the air. The judges will adjudicate his ride. We'll give you the score as soon as we got it. It begins now as they open the gate for the Cowboy to ride on out. Now the spurring stroke is just what he's doing right there. Hang on, Cowboy. You only have to hang on for 8 seconds, and there's the horn. The Cowboy has made it. Now we ask the rescue squad to come along and get him off the back of the horse. Those are our pickup men. That's Gary Rempel right along beside him. We've got to get the hand out of the bareback rigging. Let's go Hollywood on him and see if we can get him off of there. Here's the replay on the ride, Dave. What did you think of it?
Well, you know, it's not an easy horse, and this is a tough pen of horses, and a 76 3/4 might just be about as much as you were going to get out of that horse on this night. So 76.75 for Reed Rowan.
Clint Lay from Cadogan is next to go. Twice the novice bareback riding champion of Canada. He's been here before with the Canadian Finals Rodeo twice before. Now the horse is a horse called Awesome from the Vold Rodeo Company, and Awesome is awesome. We know that he is mounted tonight. Here is a horse that is well recognized across the world as one of the best horses you can get on. This horse will give you an opportunity to win. It's got a great big front end, Dave. Does that help you as a bareback rider?
I think so. You can really get a hold of this horse, and you're going to watch right here as a Cowboy has been 5th, a 4-5 split, and a 3-4 split in 3 of our rounds right now. And Clint Lay, you know, he's just been awfully consistent throughout 2013. You're going to watch him take a hold of that big neck right there, and yeah, up the neck with those dull rowel spurs toward that handhold. Clint Lay nicely in control. I love Awesome. That is such a good horse. It's kind of one of those money or mud, bucks or blood kind of things with that horse, but he did a nice job. Clint Lay, we're going to set him down. He'll look to the officials, hopefully to give him a nice reward for his effort here on a Saturday night.
We take a look at it back. Here we are. Feet down over the points of the horse's shoulders for the first jump on out of there. Clint did well tonight. There's lots of drag on those spurs. That was pretty much textbook perfect. Our judges say 85 points. Let's call him the leader thus far in the bareback riding. Good job.
In fact, 85.5. Give him another half a point. That'll work out just fine. Oh, yeah. And Logan Hodson is a British Columbia Cowboy who has been very, very good. He's got a horse from the Northcott firm called My Mistake. As Logan Hodson getting ready right now, Talco, British Columbia man, he's won over $17,000 at these finals already. He's sitting 5th in our aggregate and is very much in contention in terms of that championship, depending on what he can do with these last 2 horses and what the other guys do with their final horses. All right, Logan Hodson. Been an aggregate winner at our Canadian Finals before, so you know he's got the consistency going for him, and I like what he's doing right here with My Mistake. No mistake right there by Logan Hodson. Getting the job done. Okay, we'll take this route to get to the ground. Bounce back up. We're all right. That guy is double tough. He'll bounce back from that. He's on the ground and awaiting that score, and it's going to come in at 81 points. 81 for Logan Hodson.
The judges love to see those Cowboys spur along in time with the horses. Logan's doing it. He's a big Cowboy. When you watch him in the order with the other bareback riders, he's about 6 inches taller than most of them down in there. Michael Solberg from Sunnyshook, Alberta, is the 2nd generation Alberta Cowboy bareback rider rancher. He's inside on a big horse tonight from the Outlaw Buckers. This is American Trip. This horse is a load. There's a lot of power coming from this horse back to the bareback rigging. Watch that bareback rigging move up and down on that horse's body. Cowboys hanging on in there. Good job, Michael Solberg. We are talking about survival. Watch this. That's a sore body right there. Good job, Michael.
I'll tell you one thing about that right there. Here's another guy who has not made any money coming in here, but I got a feeling that might just change. I thought he got along awfully well with American Trip, Canadian and National Finals Rodeo Bucking Horse. You betcha. How about 84 1/4 for Michael Solberg? He's very much in the hunt here in this round.
Kai Marshall, one of our youngest bareback riders here. He's next to go. He comes from Bowdoin. He was a Canadian intercollegiate all-around champion before coming to professional rodeo. He can ride bareback horses. He can team rope. He can tie down calves. He is a cowboy's cowboy. Tonight we bring you a horse from the Franklin Rodeo Company, a horse called Just My Luck, a horse that can be used in the bareback riding or the saddle bronc riding. This is a bucking horse from the Franklins up in Bonneville, Alberta. Our cowboy's got his hand down in the bareback ring, and it begins now. Now we need to get those feet going. Those judges watch for the full 8 seconds. You've got to get it done in that space of time. We listen for the horn, and there it is. Kai Marshall has made it to the 8-second whistle.
Well, and of course, he was in second place in the all-around standings, coming in here right behind Travis Rie. Neither one of those guys have had any luck, so let's see if Just My Luck can change that right here for Kai Marshall.
This looks good. Now a bit of drag back up from the points of the horse's shoulders back to the bareback rigging. The judges say 77.75.
Well, it's going to take us now to Colin Adams. Got a Kessler bucking horse called In the Know. It's Colin Adams from Deloraine, Manitoba. Had a 2-3 split in the first round. Didn't place in the second, though he rode his horse. Bucked off in round number 3 in this afternoon. He was 83.25, but no money for that. Let's watch what he does here on Saturday night. Colin Adams right now. Kessler in the know. All right, on the bay. Look at this right here. Colin Adams is one of those Manitoba guys. We got a bunch of them at this Canadian Finals Rodeo that are very, very talented. They kind of fly under the radar a little bit because we don't hear as much about them because they're Manitoba cowboys. But they come out here and they win a whole bunch of money because they're talented.
Colin was very impressive this year in our Prairie Series of rodeos. He was our Prairie Series champion in the bareback riding this year. 78.75. 78.75 for the cowboy from the Keystone Province. There he is on the screen. Looks like he's all right. He'll be back tomorrow afternoon for our final go-around of rodeo.
Caleb Bennett from Morgan, Utah, earlier this summer, of course, the $100,000 champion at the Calgary Stampede. So far here, he's got a 2-3 split, a 4th place finish, a 4-5 split. Didn't place this afternoon, but he's very much in the hunt in terms of our aggregate, where he sits second. $11,000 won so far. Very much a contender as Caleb Bennett gets ready right here on OLS Tubbs, Ross River. Now here's one of those celebrated, decorated Canadian bucking horses. This is a horse that's been a champion in our association for the entire season. So let's watch what he can do right here. Caleb Bennett loves these kind of tough buckers. This horse is another one of those horses that can throw you on the ground if you make a mistake. If you do everything right, he'll take you to the pay window. It's a cool bucking horse right here. There's Donnie Johansson up there kind of helping out, just trying to get that horse to stand. And that's exactly what he's doing right now. And Caleb Bennett says, I'm ready. Let's do it right now. On Ross River. Come on, Caleb. Oh, yeah. Look at the Utah man right now. Okay. Now that is not an easy horse to ride, but you see Caleb's laid-back riding style right there. And as he is now going to be picked up by our pickup man, Gary Rempel, Jim Kelts. Gary Rempel, of course, many times veteran here, and Jim Kelts at his very first Canadian Finals Rodeo as a pickup man. He was at our first Canadian Finals Rodeo as a bronc rider. All right, well, he's in at 77.5, 77.5 for Caleb Bennett. Might have wanted to be just a little higher than that. We'll see where that's going to fit him up with the other bareback riders who are still to come, including this man.
Yeah, that's right. Katie talked to him tonight prior to rodeo time. Jake Vold from Ponoka, 5 times to the Canadian Finals Rodeo. Now the horse, once again, comes from the Outlaw Buckers. This horse originated from the same place as Ross River. This horse is related to that horse. These horses are very strong. Look at Jake go to work. Now judges note that those horses, those strong horses, will get you in trouble. Good Lord. I hope he's all right. Oh, let's keep an eye on him down there. Wow.
Well, you know, we talked to him after the rodeo this afternoon, and our sport medicine guys referenced the fact that that riding hand was sore, and that might have cost him right there. This horse was so strong and then took that hard turn partway along as it got to the fence right here. Watch what happens. Right there, he starts to get into trouble, comes down hard. That's a tough break, and that might just spell disaster in terms of a Canadian championship for a very good Cowboy. No score.
Wow, that's tough to watch.
It is. It is. Luke Creasy has been very, very good. He's had a 5th and a 3rd so far. Been a solid kind of a guy throughout the course of the weekend. $6,700 so far. Rum-flavored Calgary Stampede horse, and another guy in a whole mess of trouble. And on top of that, he is hung up right there. Now here's where our pickup men will move in. Luke's a veteran. He knows his job is to try to stay on his feet. That's exactly what he's doing right there. Now he's kind of having a little trouble. Now they're getting him stopped. Okay, guys will move in and try to get that hand out of there. There's not very much you can do. You're in a whole mess of trouble right now when that happens. There's Luke, and he's trying to just get himself back up on the horse and get that hand off the other side. And a whole bunch of guys are going to come in and try to get things sorted out right here as we get this horse slowed down and stopped. And Luke is in a position now where he just can't stay on his feet. This is when it gets real dangerous right about here, because you can get stepped on. Now look at the guys coming in to take control of this horse, get a hold of him, because Luke is completely helpless at this point. They're going to get him stopped, and they'll get the Cowboy out of there. They got to get him up over top of that other side to get that hand out of the rigging, and that's what we're going to do right there. And Luke Creasy will be seeing our sport medicine team. We hope that he's going to be okay. The guys are going to take him very gingerly to get a little medical attention right now. That was a tough situation for Luke Creasy. The hang-up in the bareback riding is probably the most dangerous moment. It's the one thing you really do not want to have happen at any time, because you are somewhat helpless. You just can't do anything. You got to try to stay on your feet, get back up over that horse, get your hand out of there. He's tough. I'll tell you, there is no lacking toughness in Luke Creasy. He's going to walk out of this arena after that disaster. Holy Dinah. You saw the horse get him in trouble right there. He knew that he was in a real pickle trying to get things sorted out, get that hand up there. But it's so difficult to jump back onto that horse and get your hand far enough over to get it out. That was a tough situation. As our pickup men moved in, got that horse stopped, they got some help, got him out of there. He's okay.
Well, we were all worried about him sitting way back here. And here comes one of his friends to ride next. This is Dusty LaValle, Canadian champion Dusty LaValle, from Bezanson, Alberta, and a horse called Gladiator. Whoa! Hang on, Cowboy. How did he do that? All right. Nice job. That is a good horse right there from the Northcott Rodeo string. Dusty LaValle is an amazing cowboy. Oh, the crowd is giving him a hand tonight. We need to watch this back. Good Lord. How far could you get out of shape and come back and recover? Oh, boy. Out of position, out of control. Wow.
That is impossible. You cannot do that, but he just did it. And unfortunately, though, not a whole lot of points, 68 points. But, of course, hey, the big thing was, as you talked about, survival. He's okay.
Yeah, they're deducting for being out of control there for a bit of that ride.
Well, here's the man that we talked about as our pick of the night, and maybe the pick of the year, because Kyle Bowers is just such a good hand, and he's getting ready right here on Western Star. This is the horse that he talked about, and we know that Jake Vold was 87 points on in our opening round. So Kyle Bowers is drawn up here very nicely. An 87 would take him to the head of the class, because right now Clint Lay is our leader at 85 and a half. So let's see what Kyle Bowers can do right now. He's still in contention, depending on what he can do with this horse. He really needs the big-time ride right now, and Kyle Bowers is capable of that on Western Star. Oh, that's a nice horse. That is a nice horse. And Kyle Bowers doing a very good job. Do you see what happened right there? That horse got over there by the fence, went left, right, back left, and Kyle Bowers never missed a stroke the entire time. I'm going to take another look at this, because that was a very fine performance by our bareback riding season leader. You know, he's just such a quiet guy, very unassuming guy, but he did what he had to do. But watch what he does here. Just check this out when this horse gets over by that fence. There's the left, there's the right. Oh, I'll go back the other way. And Kyle Bowers, that's why he was 86 and a half points. Kyle Bowers, nicely done.
We might have got it right tonight, David. Matt Late, our last cowboy to ride, has been on a tear in the bareback riding here at the Canadian Finals Rodeo, at the 40th Annual Canadian Finals Rodeo. We bring him a horse tonight called Blue Wings. He's number 1 in the Canadian standings. He's number 1 in the aggregate. There's nobody that has done better than Matt Late in the bareback riding at this year's Canadian Finals Rodeo. Now, this great big blue roan horse from the Kesslers, and they're all big horses from the Kesslers, has a lot of power. This horse has been not only to our Canadian Finals Rodeo, but to the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas. Now Matt is looking down inside at that horse, making sure that we have the horse standing upright. Now remember, this is his opportunity to get his name into the record books. 2 more performances of rodeo, and what happens tonight very much dictates his success as a Canadian champion. So let's see. Look down inside, make sure everything's right. There's a look of determination. He's asking the Cowboys to move the horse over a little bit. He needs to get the points of those shoulders between his legs on outside. The way we go. Hang on, Cowboy. Look at him go tonight. Hang on, Matthew. Into the fence and back on out again. He has made it. He has made it. That is very important. Look out. Tough way down.
Well, he came in here as the leader in the aggregate, and I don't know that he's going to be real happy with that result right there. Hey, that's not bad. 82 points. That's going to protect his spot in terms of that aggregate. Not going to win the round, but that was still a pretty good effort right there by Matt Late to stay perhaps in the lead in that aggregate. Going to be very, very close right there, but that was a nice job. He kind of salvaged a tough ride right there because that horse was really tough. Blue Wings, not a lot of fun tonight, but Matt Late got it done to the tune of 82 points.
You bet he'll take that ride tonight all day long. Good job for Matt.
How about Kyle Bowers? You know, we talked about the guy that they kind of wrote off last year, thought maybe his career was kind of coming to an end, and Kyle Bowers said, no, I'm not ready to admit that just yet. And he kind of showed us a little more Kyle Bowers magic here tonight with another great ride, 86.5 to win the round and $11,500. Edmonton Destination Hotels brought us the bareback riding, and we thank our good friends from Edmonton Destination Hotels.